Okay, let's talk about the Miss Marvel controversy. So, in yesterday's episode, they dropped this big bombshell on us that Miss Marvel is a Jinn. I personally don't believe it. I think it's a red herring to kind of throw us off. But a lot of people are upset about it, and I think they have a right to be. Like, if it was just the villains that were jinns, that would be fine. But to say, hey, here's the first Pakistani Muslim superhero. Oh, and by the way, she's a jinn. That's pretty problematic. Like, from a cultural aspect, it reeks of like Orientalism and exoticism. But the bigger issue is how it relates to Islam. Because we believe that jinns exist. But they're not like these mystical creatures or something crazy. They're like angels. If you believe in angels, you believe in jinns. Like, I'm someone who cosplays a lot. But I would never cosplay something that's like sacrilegious. Like, I wouldn't cosplay an angel or the devil or like a nun or a priest. The same way I wouldn't dress up as a jinn. But now you're telling me the first superhero that Muslim girls get to like feel represented by is something they can't cosplay as? That's not cool. My other issue with it is there were already a lot of very ultra conservative Muslims that were already hating on the show before it even came out. And their reasons were like reaching. They were like, oh, she's in love with pork. She's obsessed with pigs. She's going to be making out with people. But like once they get a hold of this, they're going to go crazy. And honestly, I can't even defend it. So, what are jinns? They're basically these beings that are like angels. They live in another dimension that's unseen by us. Some jinns are even Muslims themselves. So, every time somebody uses magic, you're basically using a jinn to help you. And if you're using a jinn to help you, it's called shirk and it's kind of a sin. It's like equating something with God. For example, if somebody you know has cancer, you pray to God that their cancer goes away. But if you ask a jinn for the cancer to go away, that's wrong. That's considered shirk because only God can do that. So if the Muslim community is asking Miss Marvel for help, they're essentially asking a jinn for help. And that's problematic. And the biggest jinn is somebody you might have heard of. He's called the devil. So the goal of the devil and Shaitan is to lead humanity away from God. And they do this by offering them success, power, magic, etc. Like the thing that's cool about like Marvel and stuff, because that is so far fetched from reality that you can't confuse it with anything real. So like there's no harm in believing in someone like Superman because you know a Superman doesn't exist. But when you start dealing with like jinns, these are things we do believe exist, and that can blur the lines a little bit. Anyways, I don't believe that's the route they're going, but I want to explain to you why some people might be upset. If they do go the route of the jinn, it's not enough to make me stop watching it and stop enjoying it, but it is enough for me to not recommend it to a Muslim. If this is enough to make somebody want to stop watching it, we should respect it. And if some people like it, we should respect that too, I guess.